Okay, let's go ahead and create the shapes that we're going to need to create this solid. Let's check and see what running object snaps we have turned on. Alright, so the first shape I'm going to create with some lines. L, enter. Click a start point. Turn my ortho on. Function key 8. Distance is 70. Enter. Escape. Double click middle mouse wheel. Zoom out. L, enter. Click this endpoint. Go up a distance of 80. Enter. Come to the left. 10. Enter. Down. 60. Enter. And over this direction, I'm going to go a distance of 60. Enter. And I will click back on my first point, which is here. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to offset this down a distance of 30. O, enter. 30. Enter. Select this line. Click below it. Now I need to extend this line out a distance of 25. So I'm just going to select that line, select the front grip, drag it to the left, 25, enter, escape. Line, enter, endpoint to this endpoint, escape. Delete this line. Extend. EX, enter. Select this line. Escape. Zoom out. Copy these 3 lines. Enter. Select the base point. Drag it to the left. Escape. Delete this line. Trim. TR, enter. Take away the top part. Escape. Let's create the next shape with a polyline. So PL, enter. Click here. I want to go up a distance of 40. Enter. To the right, 40. Enter. Down, 40. Enter. A, enter. That stands for arc. C, L, enter. That stands for close. Circle, C, enter. Click on this center point. D, enter. 15, enter. Create a few more shapes. Circle, C, enter. Click here. D, enter. 6, 0, enter. C, enter. That's for circle. Click here. D, enter. 30, enter. C, enter. I'm going to click here. D, enter. 6, enter. And that last number should have actually been 20. So if we select it and delete it, C, enter, click a location that you want it, D, enter, 20, enter. Copy, CO, enter, select this circle, enter, click a location, and then click above it, escape. This is all the shapes we're going to need to create this one. So I'm going to start by putting this in an isometric view. Click that corner. Extrude. Well, I don't think I can extrude yet. Let me go ahead and highlight all of these objects. J, enter. So now this should be a polyline and this should be a polyline. This one as well, but it's already one. Now I'm able to extrude, EXT, enter. Select this shape, enter. I'm going to go down a distance of 60, enter. I'm going to select this object, enter. I want to go a height of 10, enter. I'm going to select this shape and this shape, EXT, enter. Distance will be 40, enter. And I'm going to select my last two circles here, EXT, enter. 6, enter. Finally, these two shapes, select these two, EXT, enter. And you can give this a height of 20, enter. Next, I want to go ahead and combine these three objects here. So I'm just going to zoom into them. I'm going to select this circle, M, enter, and I'm going to make sure that I select the bottom center. If you touch both of these circles, you're going to get two centers. Select the bottom one, and then I'm going to put it on the center of this one. M, enter. I'm going to select this cylinder, enter. And once again, I'm going to have both of these highlighted, and I'm going to select the top center. And then I'm going to put it on that center. Just going to union these together. Union. I'll put a window around them, followed by enter. For this shape, I'm going to do a subtraction. So I'm going to select subtract, select the object I want to keep, enter, then the object I want to subtract, enter. I'm going to put this shape onto this one, so move, enter. I'm going to select this wedge, enter. I'm going to select this midpoint, and then I'm going to put it on this midpoint. I'm going to union these two together. Union. Select this and this object. Enter. Just going to rotate this around. Next, I'm going to switch it to shades of gray. So select the drop down here, shades of gray. Select this big cylinder. Activate the move gizmo to rotate gizmo. I'm going to select this green axis and click above. Move, so M, enter. click on the front center and put it on this midpoint. I'm going to go back to the move command. I'm going to select that cylinder that I just selected. Enter. I'm going to click a base point here. Then I'm going to drag it to the right, a distance of 25. Enter. I'm going to select this shape, green axis, and I want to make sure that it's standing up. I'll left click, escape, move, M, enter, select this object, enter, it's midpoint to that midpoint. And it looks like I selected the wrong two midpoints, so I'm just going to U, enter, and that U stands for undo. Move. I'm going to select this shape. Enter. And I need to select this front midpoint. And I need to put it on that midpoint. It still looks like I selected the wrong two, so I'm just going to reorient my view. Okay, I'm going to undo back. Change my view. M, enter. Select this shape. Enter. I want the midpoint of that shape going to that midpoint. Now I'm going to union all of these together. So union, put a window around them. Enter. And now I have to rotate this shape, so select it. Select the green axis. Make sure that you lay it down and do a left click. M, enter. From the front center to the front center of my shape here. Subtract. Select my big shape, enter, and the little circle that I put on the inside, enter. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stand this up to get it to the right orientation. Select your shape, red axis. I'm just going to move it up above it, left click here. Then I'm going to select this blue axis. Then I'm going to come to the back here, left click, escape. Let's put the fillets on. Switch to the solid tab, fillet edge, radius, 10, enter. I'm going to look underneath here by selecting this box on my view cube. Select that line. Then I'm going to select this point on my view cube and select that line. The enter button once. It's going to ask me, is that what I want? And once I hit the enter button again, it will accept it. Go back to fillet edge. Radius 3, enter. I'm going to select this line here. Select back on my view cube here. Select that line. And rotate it back to the back side and select that line. Enter button, just to get a preview, and that's what I want. One more enter, and it will accept it. Let's get it back to the isometric view. So I'm just manipulating this around until I have the front view, right side and top. Layout 1. Delete this viewport. I enter. Uncheck insertion point. Right click on your title block. Select insert. OK button. Go to the Annotate tab. In the drop down, select Dimensions. Layout tab. Page Setup. Modify. DWG to PDF. ANSI Full Bleed B 17 by 11. Plot area. Extents. Center the plot. Check. OK. Close. Base. From model space, I'm going to select here, enter, create my right view, which is left click here, and then I'll create an isometric by clicking here, hit the enter button. I'm going to scale these up a bit, so I'm just going to select this front view. One click, click on this drop down here, and then I'm going to make it 1:30. Escape, select this view, grab the square grip, pull it down, I'm going to double click that view, choose hidden lines, and make it visible lines. Escape. D, enter. Modify. Underneath Symbols and Arrows tab, center marks, none. Text height, 0.125. Primary units, precision, whole numbers. OK. Close. DLI, and I will try to do all my linear dimensions first. Enter. I'm going to click this quadrant and this quadrant. Place your dimension. Enter. I'm going to select this quadrant, this endpoint, click and place it. Once again, if you get those yellow arrows up here, ANNO monitor, 0, enter. DLI, enter. This endpoint to this endpoint. Place your dimension. Enter. This endpoint to this endpoint. And place your dimension. Enter. This endpoint to this endpoint. Place your dimension. Enter. I'm going to select this endpoint to that endpoint. Place my dimension. enter. This endpoint to this endpoint, come up and place your dimension. Enter. Select this endpoint to this endpoint, place it. Enter. This endpoint to this endpoint. And I'm going to click on this endpoint here to keep them in line. And I believe that's all the linear dimensions I need. I'm going to select this dimension, select the grip, and drag it out to the outside. Next, let's take a look at our radial dimensions. Oh, I take that back. I do have one more dimension I need. So DLI, enter. I'm going to select this endpoint to that endpoint. I'm going to come up and place that dimension. Okay, radial dimensions, DRA, enter. I'm going to select this endpoint here, or this arc, place it, enter button. I'm going to select this arc, and I will come and place it here. Let's go ahead and fix this one. So select it, right click, properties. Where it says EXT line, select the option and turn it off. Escape and close your properties window. Let's do our diameter dimensions. DDI, enter. I'm going to select my large circle here. Enter. I will select this circle here. Enter. And then I will do this circle here. And I will place it. Now I'm going to modify this text. So I'm just going to type in ED, enter, and select your text. I will zoom in a little bit just to show you kind of what I'm going to manipulate on this one. Then I will start typing in the text as I see it. So I have a through hole, %C, 20, and I want a counter bore, 2, there's my dimension of 30, by 6 deep, on both sides. Close the editor. Okay, the last thing I have to do is go ahead and put my center marks on. So before I do that, I will start with the center layer command. And the value will be center. Click on your Annotate tab, Center Marks, select your big circle here, your large arc here. Center lines, I'm going to select this line and this line, hit the Enter button, select this line and that line. Escape. Select this center, select the front grip, and place it perpendicular to that line, and do the same with the grip on the back side. Okay, you can go ahead and fill out your title block, name, save it, and make sure that you upload it.